Despite our eating nutrient-rich foods, there are certain conditions that can prevent the body from obtaining the full benefits of the various nutrients served. One of such conditions is malabsorption. This occurs in various abnormal digestive conditions. Do you recognize symptoms of diarrhea, abdominal cramps, bloating, flatulence or gas, weight loss in any condition? These are typical symptoms of malabsorption. Yet, there are other features or symptoms all related to the digestive system that could also present in conditions associated with malabsorption, especially because of the lack of nutrients, some with dire consequences. And this emphasizes the importance of recognizing these symptoms and taking prompt actions. In this video, I will shed light on some common causes of malabsorption, including some resultant nutritional deficiencies and their presentations, so you can be aware and take actions when necessary. Hi, I'm Dr. Francisca Osage. Thank you for joining me in Francisca on Health Matters. So what is malabsorption? Malabsorption refers to the impairment in absorbing nutrients. Nutrients need to be absorbed so they can be transported to the cells of the body for various metabolic use. However, for absorption to be accomplished, certain requirements are needed within the digestive system. That is, the complete digestion of food and a normal structure and functioning absorbing surface provided by the small intestine. Any impeding on the processes involved in the digestion of nutrients or abnormality encountered at the site of absorption of nutrients will cause malabsorption. During digestion, complex carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are broken down into simpler forms for absorption. Digestive secretions in the gut break down food as food moves through the digestive tract. The secretions vary in composition depending on the area within the gut, but important secretions include digestive enzymes, bile acids needed for fat digestion, a factor called intrinsic factor, particularly important for vitamin B12 absorption, and other secretions that alter the pH or the level of acidity of the gut environment. An abnormality with these secretions can alter digestion of nutrients and affect the absorption of the nutrient or nutrient groups. There are abnormal conditions that can affect these secretions. Notable are conditions affecting the enzyme production, as you have in lactose intolerance. You have the enzyme lactase in deficiency. In pancreatic insufficiency, enzymes like amylase, lipase needed for the digestion of fats are affected. In these instances, malabsorption of the nutrients affected by enzyme deficiency will occur, as the nutrients will exist in larger molecules that cannot be absorbed. And in some other situations, the problem can be at the site of absorption, that is the small intestine. There could be structural or functional abnormality. And this is the case in conditions like celiac disease, Crohn's disease, short bowel syndrome, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, Whipple disease, among many other conditions. Based on these criteria, that is, conditions affecting the secretions, in particular the enzyme deficiency, and structural abnormality, let's take a closer look at conditions, two common conditions of malabsorption. I'll start with an enzyme deficiency, and a very common cause is lactose intolerance. It is highly prevalent, especially among people with African, Asian, and South American ancestry. This condition is due to enzyme deficiency of lactase, which is mostly present on the lining of the small intestine. Lactase breaks down lactose, a carbohydrate present in milk, and other dairy products like cheese, butter, yogurt, ice cream, milk chocolate, and other consumables made with these products. Lactase breaks down or digests lactose into the simple sugars glucose and galactose, which are then absorbed. If this enzyme is deficient, lactose is not broken down, and together with other undigested materials, the complex molecule moves further into the large intestine or colon, where it becomes fermented by the microbes, and the fermented products cause gas and attract more water into the undigested material. These contribute to symptoms of bloating and diarrhea, in addition to feelings of abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting, often experienced within 2 hours of milk or other dairy ingestion. To ease these symptoms, individuals diagnosed with lactose intolerance are advised to minimize consumption of milk and dairy products containing lactose. They have the option of seeking lactose-free milk and dairy products or taking lactase supplements before consuming lactose-containing products. Unfortunately, such individuals risk nutritional deficiencies, especially deficiencies in calcium, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and vitamin B2 riboflavin. Therefore, supplements and professional nutritional counseling are recommended. And lastly, let's look at another common cause of malabsorption, this time due to structural changes in the absorption site, the small intestine. Let's look at celiac disease. Celiac disease occurs as an autoimmune response to the presence of gliadin, a breakdown product of gluten. Gluten is commonly found in wheat, rye, and barley. And so you can have gluten in products made from these, such as bread, cakes and pastries, pasta, breakfast cereal, malt products, beer, soy sauce, etc. Be sure to refer to the label on foods for gluten information. As an autoimmune condition triggered by gliadin, the primary area affected during immune response is the finger-like projections of the small intestine, a feature of the intestine that increases absorption surface. Thus, this condition reduces the absorption area, causing less absorption. A reduced amount of nutrients is absorbed. Therefore, various nutritional deficiencies will be observed. Apart from the typical malabsorption features of abdominal pain, bloating, gas, and diarrhea, there can be multisystemic involvement, such as conditions affecting the nervous, endocrine, musculoskeletal systems. There are also common findings of skin lesions or rash, described as dermatitis herpetiformis. There could be joint pain, menstrual irregularities in females, anxiety, and as an autoimmune condition, there's a tendency for the coexistence of other autoimmune conditions, such as rheumatoid arthritis. After the diagnosis of this condition, an important aspect in the management of this condition is being vigilant of gluten-containing foods, and restricting or cutting off these foods will remarkably improve this condition. Unfortunately, lots of foods we love to eat contain gluten. There are gluten-free options, however. There are also communities of people who have this condition and share ideas on ways to enjoy other food options. Nutrient supplementation and professional nutritional counseling is highly recommended. Remember, recognizing the malabsorption symptoms and taking actions when necessary is essential in optimizing our nutrition. Thanks for watching. Again, I hope you found this informative and educative. And if you've had, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.